What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwan.
and today we're back answering more questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. If you guys enjoy listening to us, you want to support the channel, you can with the super thanks. If you do, ask us whatever you want, and we will answer it in the next episode. It also supports us in terms of buying equipment, which the batteries on this recorder might die, so we might just end abruptly. So if you want us to stop from ending abruptly, not in this video, but in the future, support us.
Yeah.
And this question comes from
Captain Nemo. His question is, what is preventing the Genestealers from infiltrating the Adeptus Astartes or the Adeptus Custodes?
So Genestealer Space Marines, are they a thing? The answer is no. And the reason for that is the gene seed organs. Gene seed organs are basically like the strongest and most resilient biological creations by the Emperor. He got help from the, what are they called? Biologists of the moon.
More specifically, Amar Astarte. That could be given the whole credit to creating the Space Marine. That's where they get their names from.
Yeah, so they can't really be inseminated by like face huggers, or in 40K, what are they called?
Genestealers.
So there is no generational thing or anything like that. Space Marines are not even, like, the Space Marines are not born. Like, you don't, a Space Marine doesn't have sex with a woman and have a baby Space Marine.
Yeah, that's not how that
doesn't
works.
happen. So that's part of the reason why. But then, yeah, just like the superior biology of a Space Marine is immune to the Genestealer infestation.
Yeah, not just that, but say for some reason these Genestealers get like some type of mind control or parasite into them, they have ways of detecting this right away, be it with a librarian or a chaplain or an apothecary, hell, even a tech marine. They have ways of just checking up on their soldiers, make sure there's no chaos, chaos corruption, chaos taint, and yeah, there's ways of going about this.
Yeah. Now, in the spirit of homebrew and creating like weird lore, you could try to combine the two somehow. Just because, like, it's making me think of Prometheus and how the alien. Spoiler alert! The alien infects the space jockey.
Yes.
And then obviously, like, whatever that creature that is formed is something weird. Also, like, I wonder if like the gene stealers could somehow seed a pregnant woman, and then give birth to. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Because, like, have you seen the newest Alien
Romulus?
movie? Yeah,
I have not seen Romulus yet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you then. But there's, like, I wonder if there could be a way to have a neophyte or an acolyte get infected by the Genestealer, so his body's not fully like.
Yeah.
And then, so he might have some organs, but not all of them. He hasn't gone through the psycho-indoctrination process, but the planet gets invaded by Genestealers. The Genestealers plant these seeds in like a couple of neophytes, and then that's how you would have Genestealer Space Marines. Mm-hmm. But it would be one generation, and that's it.
Yeah, which would be really interesting, because, I mean, when you look at the Tyranids as a whole, there have been Space Marines that have been put into the vats, and like their genetic material gone into the hive mind, and then they've created the Necron guard. Yeah, I almost said warrior, but it's the Tyranid. Yeah, I said Necron. The Tyranid guard, and they don't look anything like Space Marines. They're just like little defensive tank dudes.
Yeah, they look cool. I really like the model, but yeah, they don't. I mean, I guess shoulder plates kind of thing.
Yeah, they're tankier. But like, if you were to say these things are what I keep saying Necrons, Tyranid Space Marines are, I would have never guessed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's ways that you kind of twist the lore.
Mm-hmm. Homebrew it, make it work. And there's also, like, mind control, too, so you kind of put that in there, too, because it's rumored, again, that maybe the 2nd or the 11th Legion was mind controlled by the Rangdang, and that's how they were purged from the galaxy. Again, hearsay, but you could always make it work.
Yeah. Good question. And yeah, there's what's funny is that there's Genestealer hybrids for pretty much everything else.
Yeah, Tau,
Nurgle. So yeah, Chaos Demons or not demons, but Chaos Cultists. all that good stuff.
Yeah, and there's also rumors of a Genestealer cult on Terra. And that's crazy to think about because, I mean, Terra should be one of the most highly defended, safest planets in the galaxy, and that might not be the case. We also see the Adeptus Custodes fighting against these Genestealers in their box set, which, like, confirms that they are a threat, but not to the point of, like, taking down Custodes.
Yeah.
And going on with the whole Space Marine Genestealers, Custode Genestealers, could they be a thing? It's more likely because Custodes are human, although they're like psycho-alchemical beings of like super strength, super intelligence, super reactions to the point where it's probably possible, but because they're so powerful, there's like a small chance of it happening, but they probably won't.
It'd be really hard too, just because it does. Our Genestealers work on the reproductive cycle of whatever creature that they're invading, and so yeah, Space Marines and Adeptus Custodes don't really reproduce.
Right.
Because even the Adeptus Custodes, it's still the baby, and I don't think the Genestealer can inseminate a baby.
No, I'm saying like a fully grown, like
a custody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, how would he have a child?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it is possible for a patriarch to like infect a custody, but I don't see them being able to go anywhere past that.
And it's difficult too to talk about the Genestealers and not like bring in the lore of the Alien franchise, because that's all I can think about right now. Because I'm thinking like, oh wait, no, there were dudes that were infected with the face hugger and they had aliens, but that's not the way the Genestealers work.
No.
Games Workshop stole from so many different like things.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Dune.
Yeah.
But that just makes it so much better. Like, we don't have a movie? Watch Judge Dredd. Watch Dune. Event Horizon.
Yeah. Recently, I've been, because I just got done watching Rings of Power, and I realized that the Rings of Power elves, or they talk about elves a lot, and the Drukhari and the Eldari are so similar, and it's purposeful. Like Games Workshop tried to copy the Eldar to the elves and stuff like that in every type of fashion. And sometimes I find myself like talking about the Eldar in a certain type of way where I'm using Tolkien lore, not really 40K lore. Like nowhere does it say in 40K that like the Eldar have long, like it's a long process for them to have a baby. Like that was something that was created in my head, and then I was looking for it because like in my head canon is that when Slaanesh was born, it made it difficult for the Eldar to have children. But I haven't found it in the lore. Like I find it online, but I wonder if that's just a carryover from
Tolkien, elven lore.
And then the internet has like gone with that kind of thing. So whenever people ask that question, the internet goes like, yeah. But but they're talking about Tolkien, and they're not talking about like where in the codex do you see that? And I haven't found it.
Yeah, especially with the whole like, do Space Marines have wee-wees?
Yeah, well, they don't.
They don't. Or do they? Only if they're Emperor's children.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Also, Rings of Power season 2, amazing.
Yes, that finale, 10 out of 10.
First season, terrible.
Yeah, definitely. That first season, I liked the first episode, and it got progressively worse for me after that. With this one, it was like, I didn't really like the first couple of episodes of season 2, but oh man, did it get better.
Oh yeah. My favorite part is how often they would say Celebrimbor.
Yes. I have that name seared into the back of my mind now.
Such a cool last name.
If I have a child, that will be his name.
Celebrimbor. Next question comes from the big one. How come the new car I want is so expensive? I feel like the Mercedes dealership should just accept my 1991 Honda Civic trade-in, since it's so old, it's basically an antique. And I bet you it still runs perfectly. Yeah. Civics are like, why would you get rid of a Civic? Put it in your garage and forget about it. And then 10 years from now, when you need a car for whatever reason, it's going to work. Civics are amazing.
Yeah, so keep that car.
Yeah.
Don't let the dealership strong-arm you.
No, because they're good at that. Usually because they're wearing a button-up and tie.
Yeah, that's funny.
Last question. Do you have one?
Sangar. So, does Matt Ward equal Belisarius Cawl?
Basically.
Yeah. Cawl is like, how do I put it? He made the better, stronger, faster Space Marine, which is what Matt Ward was doing back in the day with Firstborn. It's like, oh, look at Drago. He's like a Space Marine, but on Primarch level. And now Belisarius Cawl, it's like, look at these Primaris. They're like Firstborns, but better in every single way.
Yeah, he was doing that for the Grey Knights just because when the Grey Knights in, what was that, 6th edition or 7th?
Fifth.
The Grey Knights came out in 5th? Damn.
Yeah, they were back in 5th.
So in 5th edition, the psychic phase was its own little thing. So if you were playing competitively in 40K and you were playing Grey Knights, boom, you instantly win. Because you have a whole nother turn.
That's a whole basically a whole nother shooting phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was insane. And I think that's why back in the day, you were... I felt like I would judge you if you said that 40K was competitive. It's like, no, it's not. Just play Grey Knights. You win all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no competition. And then people would try to say, like, no, only the OG players can win with orcs. No, that's a fucking lie. But yeah, Matt Ward was something special.
Yeah, every codex he wrote was just like the meta.
Yeah.
It's like those like little nerdy friends were like, yeah, this is my character that I made, and he's stronger than this guy, and he can beat your guy. And it's like, nah, dude, come on.
Yeah, annoying. But those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, keep those questions coming, guys, and so will we. And as always, it's been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
And we are out.
Oh, if you could put my freedom back in any